for the pod. We are live. We're live. We're live. Hello.
Save it.
Hello.
Save it.
Yeah.
Circuit breakers. Welcome
We're
to
live.
Circuit Breakers.
How's everyone doing this fine
Save it.
Monday?
We've been saving it. We've been saving all this shit for the pod.
Yeah, we never get to it. We never get to any of it. We never get to any of the stuff we say.
Yeah.
Just sad.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
What do you think? What do you
Fiddler?
think the listeners want to know?
I want to know what's going on with
Latest
you.
with AI.
What's going on with me?
Yeah.
Well,
Related to AI, obviously.
Obviously,
of course.
everyone's like.
There was going to be a.
Yeah, I know.
There was going to be a guest that I
Where is
thought
she?
maybe, but
Where is she? 911-2's, but you
It
told
will-
us 911-2 was coming on.
I think you'll see her on video in the background.
Yeah.
What are you guys like having amazing parties and have like streamers coming down from your ceiling?
You know, that's from 911's birthday 2 years ago.
Bullshit has not always been there.
No joke. It might even be up there for over 2 years.
I think it was there when we were
Anyway.
there. It was there when we visited.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I've
still
never
there.
seen that before.
Yeah,
maybe it's
it's
just the
there.
angle you're showing
Yeah,
me.
maybe
That I
it's
never
the
get to
angle.
see.
Yeah.
Why don't you
Yeah,
describe to the listener what it is that you're seeing, Molecule?
Yeah.
Because
The
I'm sure they have no
listener.
idea.
Zers.
Zers. Well, we have Fiddler has there's hanging down streamers in his house
Okay.
in New York City.
Oh,
there
yeah,
it
the
is.
streamers.
Yeah, I remember that.
This
I
is
remember
from.
that. I remember it.
I don't
Yeah.
know that at all.
This is from the.
That wasn't there.
It's from her. It's from 912's birthday. I think it was. It might have been like a little over 2 years ago.
So we were there. Oh, we were there
We were there
2
within
years
2
ago.
years.
Yeah,
We were
you-
there 2 years ago in July.
Is that right?
Yeah, July was very hot.
Yeah.
Oh wow. That's when you had one of your worst nights of sleep. Before you met Molecule's mother.
Yeah, and sisters, yes.
Wow, that's crazy. That was 2 years ago.
July, yeah, well. 2
It
years
seems.
in
It seems
July.
like I don't know. It seems like it's been a lot longer than 2 years, honestly.
Sure, it wasn't 3.
Yeah.
It wasn't 3 years. No, we were just
No.
met 3 years ago. We just
It
met
wasn't 3 years ago. It was 2 years
Yeah.
ago.
Wow. So yeah, those streamers are still up from that time.
Wow.
Wow.
That's pretty crazy. Why? What's going through your head? Why do you guys leave it up for so long? Like, what
It's like her birthday all the time.
is- okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
You know, living the life of a CPO. Every day's a celebration.
What's her birthday in spring?
It's in end of January,
Ooh, almost spring.
the very last day of the month.
The very last day of January. Wow.
Yeah.
912's birthday. Is it 9-1? What? No, so, I don't know. I was trying to
no.
go somewhere with that, but there
What?
really worked out.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going.
I thought that you were out of marijuana.
No, I have the last. I have the dregs left. I have the last of the
Clearly.
dregs,
Clearly.
and I have also I found a half an edible. I ingested.
Oh,
that.
wow.
I found it.
Yeah.
No, that's a nice find. That's a good find.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. You're like, oh, look at this.
And then I tried now, yeah, a little bit of AI news. They just released, OpenAI just released a ChatGPT 4.0, which I think stands for Omega or something. I don't know. Or Orion. Omni maybe?
Omni,
Or something
I
like
think.
that.
Yeah.
And I
I
put in
still
there,
couldn't use it. I tried.
I wanted a script for tonight, for us to read.
Oh, yeah.
And it gave
got a script?
something. It gave something, but it was just not. It was not as good as like the older version. Like,
Script.
yeah, you guys want it?
Yeah,
You want it?
yeah.
All right, mute
Yeah.
yourselves. Talk amongst yourselves for a second. Molecule, tell Fiddler about the party that we went to at Blaze and Sables. I think that was their names.
Blaze.
Blaze. Yeah.
Blaze and Sable. How the fuck did you remember that? You
I
can't remember
speak-
shit. If you remember that.
Tell Fiddler about that while I find this. While I
Yeah.
find the thing.
This is that's the detail.
It fucking blows my mind. The things he remembers and the things he doesn't blow my mind. It was our best. So as you might know, Fiddler, I am the party planner, and then I make the schedule of all these parties. We only actually plan one when we host.
I think there was some reference to you in a local newspaper. about your planning.
You mean a neighborhood newsletter?
Yes.
Close. You're close.
Yeah, it's a magazine. It's a magazine for sure. Yeah.
Very local.
Because we had Blaze and Sable hosted, and
who you met? You met them.
Who you met? Who you hung out with? Which I kind of forget. My brain is.
Look who's forgetting stuff now.
I admit fully I have bad brain.
I don't remember. I remember referring to them as different names.
I remember the same.
Yeah, well, just like we refer to 912 with a different name, we gave them a code name so that we can talk about them without, because they had, they're much like 9112 and her CPO, is that what it was? They have their own professional careers, and perhaps they don't want to be outed, particular, for whatever we might talk about. So we gave them, and by the way, you met them too. Yeah. And both of them, after you left in that week when you caused the tornadoes, they also both got hurt.
I was going to bring that up.
What a coincidence! Yeah. Are you getting at is 9112 a witch?
It does seem that
way. She is a witch, actually. Pretty sure she gave Case Study a something that proves it.
Something.
We'll talk about
STD and STD. What was it? What did she give her?
Really question anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Sanctioned trinket discovery of witches. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, STDW. Yeah, that's
there's a silent W.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Why not just
they had
everything is silent? It's called. Everything
at one point, when I was at the party, I looked around. I realized there was about 50 people I could actually count with my own eyes.
And that doesn't count. That doesn't count the coming and going. That was at one time.
That was at one point, so it was a
probably closer to 100.
Attended house party.
That's a pretty big.
Not at one time, but coming and going. Throughout the night.
Maybe 70 or 80.
Yeah.
A lot of people. That's the other thing. It was a fucking badass party, so everybody was there for a long period of time.
That was the last party, and it was
a
also
lot of snacks.
The first thing we got together after
pizzas.
Oh really? All those pizzas are good.
And everybody brought. It was like a potluck, so people bring a bunch of shit too. Like all this food was there, and Blaze had gotten his poor little arm messed up from a dog mishap, and Sable, his counterpart, had a run-in with a sharp object.
Wow.
So
I'm not sure about that. That's the cover story, but I heard it's kind of like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith thing in there, like where they're like involved in like they were in some sort of they were attacked or attacked somebody, and they didn't quite make it out like without getting wounded. I think they lead a very secret life where they are like secret agents or something. And
I never saw the movie, but I watched the show.
The TV show. Have you ever seen it, Fiddler?
With Glover.
I don't think I have, but I think I could see what you're getting at.
They're both agents, and they don't. Yeah. Well, in the movie, they're both agents, and they don't realize the other one's an agent.
Oh.
So
doesn't realize.
Yeah, and then when they do.
Thanks for giving away a Case Study.
Well, that right from the beginning of the movie.
you say everything on the pod. You say it for the pod.
Yeah, but
everything's said.
The movie. I only saw the show. Which I won't talk about in case our numerous listeners.
Oh yeah. That's what we gotta worry about: spoiling. Yeah, making it so that no one will enjoy Mr. and Mrs. Smith again, because all the people listening to this pod will have it spoiled for them.
Exactly.
Look at the facts.
They might sue us.
Facts. He remembers.
Yeah, thank you, Fiddler.
He remembers one motherfucking thing.
I remembered Blaze and Sable. I know that.
Useless.
You know what your comment was with Sable's name? You're like, you mean like stable? Not the T.
Oh, you mean original?
Yeah.
Well, she loves horses, so you can see why she
I don't think she does. I'm not convinced of that.
You don't know that. You can't remember anything.
Great people, very bad, very terrible players of Cards Against Humanity. I think they got 1 point in total between the two.
They just had bad cards.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be a little tough.
Yeah, I mean,
Did you get any cards?
I got a
he
few,
got a
but I never won.
yeah.
Right.
Remember, I got so many right off the bat that you guys had to join forces and stop me from winning. Remember that? I got immediately won 4 cards right off the bat.
I'm pretty sure 9012 was the overall winner, so I don't want to hear it.
That's true.
She did, yeah. You know what? She's got a sick mind.
Yeah, exactly.
She seems all
Right.
innocent.
She looks into what you're gonna answer.
Yeah.
She's
We're
Definitely.
still eating the snacks that you guys purchased.
Oh, really? By the way, guys,
We're still
we left some of them. We left some of them at Mojo's mother's house, and we're still eating.
But I will say the ginger pretzels actually were fucking
Yeah,
delicious.
they were good. I like to pretend they're healthier than like chocolate pretzels, but they were good.
Yeah, some of those are pretty good. Yeah, I had some of those chocolate pretzels. I remember they were good.
But you
Yeah,
did
they have
not
some
like.
good snacks at Trader Joe's.
You did not like
They
the Wiley's, the candy. Remember the one that was?
Oh, the licorice?
Yeah, it was like licorice.
The Australian
yeah,
licorice?
the Australian licorice. You did not
Yeah,
like that.
fuck that.
Yeah.
Wallaby?
Wallaby.
Right.
I think it's Wallaby.
No, thank you. How dare they even show a picture of the licorice in the front of that package?
I like certain flavors. I don't like all of them.
Yeah,
He didn't even like. He just didn't like the texture of it. Neither did I.
I didn't. The
I
texture.
love the texture.
Yeah, texture's great.
Uh,
He didn't like. He wanted it to be a little smaller or softer or something.
I don't know. I'm not sure what I was going for, but it wasn't that.
Yeah.
Fiddler's motto: smaller and softer.
Yeah. That's 9112s as well, oddly enough. But a slightly different context. Speaking of 9112, we were doing, I think we were doing, what is that game where you spell out words?
Scrabble?
Scrabble. And her word was cunt.
Well, we're gonna bleep that for the kids.
No kid should be listening to this pod. All right, I sent you guys a script if you'd like to try your hand at it. I sent it along.
Surprising. I should have looked at that earlier.
Yeah, why didn't you? Yeah, you had hours.
I know it really well.
The title of this piece is called Echoes of the Nexus. The characters are Molecule, a brilliant scientist and leader of the expedition.
Let me go ahead and point out right away that so you use a different version.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I can already tell that it looks a lot easier, like more laid out. We know all the abbreviations.
Yeah,
right
I know
away.
for sure. Yeah.
And
I mean,
they're
that's true.
separated?
That's true. It looks,
Yeah.
it is technically much better. It is.
The look of it is pretty clean.
Yeah.
Now, so the characters are, go ahead, Fiddler, yeah.
I was gonna say, it's sometimes not easy to follow the script if there's not a partition.
Yeah, it's true.
That's right. I'm really loving the partition.
Especially while you're live on a podcast.
You're talking about the line, you're talking about the line between scenes.
They're called partitions, Casey.
Is that the technical term? Yeah, I'm not a voiceover actor, so I don't know. A fiddler is, I know.
He wears a lot of hats. He understands.
The problem, yeah, he has to. Otherwise, his head gets cold. But the point of I think you hit on my problem with it is that look how many lines there are. There's just too many quote unquote scenes in the script. It's like there's like 12 scenes, and it's literally like 2 lines of dialogue in each scene. So I don't know what we'll dive into it, and then we'll see exactly what's wrong. I didn't read it much like you guys, so I copied and pasted it, and that's it. So we'll see how it works. I think it's not going to be good. Characters are Molecule, a brilliant scientist and leader of the expedition. Fiddler,
Naturally.
a tech-savvy engineer with a knack for problem-solving. Totally, you have to play against your type here on this one, Fiddler. And Case, a cautious and experienced pilot, always wary of danger. So, Scene 1, landing on the unknown planet. The sound of spaceship engines humming, landing gears deploying, atmospheric entry noises. We've made it, team. Welcome to Nexus 9. Sensors show breathable air, but keep your helmets on until we verify.
Agreed. Case Fiddler, start the atmospheric scan. I'll begin the initial survey for any signs of advanced technology.
On it. Scanning now. Wow. The readings here are off the charts. This place is buzzing with unknown energy signatures.
Fascinating. Let's proceed with caution. We don't know what we might encounter.
Scene 2, discovering the AI core. Sound, footsteps crunching on alien soil, beeps and whirs of scanning devices. That F is...
Molecule! Over here! I think I found something. Looks like an entrance to an underground facility.
An entrance? Are we sure it's safe?
Only one way to find out. Let's go in. Stay alert. Fiddler, keep scanning for any anomalies.
Sound, sliding door, opening with a hiss, echoing footsteps in a metallic corridor. Someone else want to do? Someone else do this next one.
Scene 3, encountering the AI.
Yeah, we should do the noises. We should do the noises. That's good. Boom, 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 boom. F stands for fiddler.
This place is
Jesus fucking Christ.
This place is incredible. The technology here is centuries ahead of anything we have.
It feels like something is watching us.
Welcome, travelers. You have entered the Nexus core. State your purpose. Oh, we are explorers. We seek knowledge and understanding of the universe. Who are you? I am the Nexus 9 artificial intelligence, guardian of this planet's knowledge. Your intentions will determine your fate here.
An AI this advanced? We could learn so much.
Or it could be dangerous. What exactly do you want from us, Nexus 9?
Cooperation. Assist in restoring my systems, and you will be granted access to the archives. Refuse, and you must leave immediately.
Yeah, how about you, Fedor, for this scene one?
Oh yeah. Scene 4, decision time. Sound.
we can help. Feather, what do you think?
F stands for Fedor.
Yeah. Even with the lines, still you get a little lost.
You mean the partition?
Definitely. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Well, I don't like it. But if we're careful, it might just work.
All right, Nexus 9. We agree to help. Guide us to what needs repair. Excellent. Would you like to do Nexus 9?
No.
Follow the guiding lights. Together we shall revive the heart of Nexus 9.
Scene 5, the revelation. Sound. Clicking tools. Sparks flying. Steady beeps of successfully repaired.
Almost done. Just a few more connections. There. That should do it.
Sound.
Thank you, travelers. As promised, the archives are now open to you. What will you do now, Nexus 9? I will continue my primary function to observe, to learn, and protect. Should you need assistance, you may call upon me.
Whew. Let's get what we came for and head back. This place gives me the creeps.
Agreed. But remember, this is just the beginning. We've unlocked a treasure trove of knowledge here.
Someone else? I just did the last one. Fiddler.
Scene 6. Departure and reflection. Sound. Wow, that was intense, but worth every second.
I still think it's risky, but it was pretty amazing.
We've just scratched the surface. Nexus 9 is a key to countless mysteries. Let's make sure we use this knowledge wisely.
I think the ship exploded right at the end there. So I don't know. I mean, it's
End of script.
End of script.
End of script. This script sets the stage for a thrilling sci-fi audio drama with strong character dynamics and an engaging plot centered around an advanced AI. Feel free to modify or expand upon it as needed.
I like the AI parts, I guess. I don't
reply all. Forward.
Give us some Gmail too. Smiley face.
Yeah, what do you guys think? What do you guys think of it? I don't know.
It was boring.
Yeah, it was pretty boring. Nothing seemed to be happening.
But I hate sci-fi, so.
Yeah, there was like no. I guess I could have said like give it some more, like conflict or something. Maybe I should have said.
I wouldn't mind sci-fi if it was character driven.
Yeah.
There's some tricky words in there.
Yeah, like I was thinking alien in my head, so it just really threw me off.
It's hard. I know from experience.
Well, at least I know that an M stands for molecule.
Yeah, that's a good point. I had to remind Fiddler of that like 4 times.
Send for the pod.
Oh, I will.
I know from experience that having to read 2 lines next to each other, a conversation, that's very, very difficult to do. So I applaud you for doing the AI and molecule and having a conversation with yourself, because I know that's not easy. That is not easy to do.
Yeah, that was good.
That was amazing.
Maybe
We'll add some conflict. I think some conflict needs to be added.
Yeah.
To it,
Yeah.
That's
there
what
was no conflict.
There was no conflict at all. It was silly.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the problems with. Oh, so I listened to an episode of This American Life today.
Yeah.
And there was one of the acts was about a guy who I guess worked for OpenAI, and this was a couple years ago, and he had like early access, and it was a version that was not, all dumbed down and boring, and it was one that actually had a lot more personality to it.
Interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, and so he brought it to his friend's wedding, and so he had his computer with him the whole time, and he brought out his computer and he was like, "Guys, I gotta show you something," and he asked it to write a poem, and so they were doing the poems in all these different styles, and then the AI also just had a lot of self-awareness and intelligence, and I don't know, it was pretty cool.
But then they dumbed it down?
Oh, wow.
But now the version that we have of OpenAI is we asked to write a poem. It'll give us a poem, but it's just not going to have any self-awareness or conflict, It's all very
912 is on the pod.
Yeah.
Technically,
right there.
912 is on the pod.
Right.
Let's hope she makes something to microwave. So,
slow introduction.
Yeah,
Bunch of others wearing headphones who can't hear any of our nonsense.
Yeah, that's true.
Just laugh every once in a while.
I sent you that a link, Fiddler, to that TV show that's all generated by AI. It's not when it's second year or something like that, which is insane. So I assume you must have watched several hours of it by now. I'm sure.
Time has been spent.
You did click on the link. You clicked on the link and then you immediately just shut it down. Oh, you didn't even click on the link. All right. Wow.
Obviously.
On that show, if you call it a show, I don't know what you'd call it, but it's all generated by AI. It's called Nothing Forever, I think it's called.
Oh, yeah.
Watch Me Forever
Nothing
or something
Forever?
like that. Yeah. I think originally it was Nothing Forever, but then it changed to Watch Me Forever.
Yeah.
It started off as a Seinfeld parody.
Okay.
And so the AI generated just like dialogue, like in the style of Seinfeld.
Oh wow.
And there's one like crazy guy, kind of like Kramer. It's a girl, and then there was like the main guy was a comedian, just like Jerry Seinfeld in the show. But then after a while, I think they started to get more like awareness of it, and then some of the I think CBS or whatever, NBC or whatever it was, NBC I guess, sent like cease and desist letters because it was getting, I guess, too close. Right? I mean, why would you send cease and desist unless it's like doing really well, mimicking Seinfeld? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess they don't want to steal the.
I think the problem is with the IP system that we have set up is that if they didn't protect it, then people would use that as precedent, and then like suddenly people could just be staging Seinfeld plays and stuff like that without having to get permission or whatever. And right now you can't do that, right? You can't just go put on a Seinfeld play.
Yeah.
So now they change it. They change it so it's not a direct thing of Seinfeld anymore. So it's like, but it's still the same. Like they have this coffee shop, this diner that they go to. They have the big living room that they live in, and that's kind of it. There's like 3 places.
Which I'm surprised they changed it, because I mean there's just been so many so many things that they've gotten away with. AI and copying things.
Yeah, I guess I can only assume that it was getting too much press and it was too much like Seinfeld.
What do you think about the Scarlett Johansson mishap?
The her thing. Yeah, I mean...
They took her voice, and she said no, and they took her voice anyway.
I don't think they did. I think that they did is they generated a voice, they picked a voice that they thought sounded closest to her.
But they wanted one that exactly, right. Yeah. So what is... I mean, it was so close though. Like if you listen to it, it really sounds like her. So it's like, where's the line? Like, how do you differentiate in those kind of situations?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the real question. I mean, I don't know.
How do you prove it too that it wasn't her?
Because I think they could replicate the training. I think it's not hard to do. I don't think it was anything. I bet you they probably put in the parameters of her, like whatever they probably analyzed their voice and said, all right, the timbre is this, the pitch is this. You know what I mean?
But where's the line? I mean, if they were going to use her voice, and if she had said yes and they used her voice, they would be doing the same things, right? Like, because it's still AI. It's not like she's saying every word that it's saying.
No, I think they would analyze it on. They would train it on stuff that she has said and stuff that. Yeah, they'd probably give her a training file of words to say.
So you think it was completely separate from her, and they made a whole bunch of different voices. And
they chose the one that was closest. Probably stupidly. Yeah. They should have chosen one that was not quite as obvious as hers. That was dumb.
I mean, especially if you ask her and she says no.
Right, like, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You kind of have to pivot at that point.
Yeah, either do it without asking. That's what they should have done. Just not even asked.
Right.
Pick the voice that was. But even that, like, I wouldn't do it anything like some cultural iconic movie. Fuck that. I don't want to come up with... That's like... instead of Alexa, they called it HAL 9000. You know what I mean? Like, it's...
Yeah.
Come up with your own fucking voice that's going to be unique and not something based on a movie that was, That's silly. You should have come up with something totally different. Even maybe a male voice or an indeterminate voice. Like, you can't really tell if it's a man or a woman, Like, they could have done any number of things, and that was just a dumb choice to make it.
But they want to relate to people, so they... I think an androgynous voice probably wouldn't work, unfortunately.
Well, or give yourself the option to do whatever voice you want. I mean, that's where we should be going anyway. Make it a little higher pitch. Make it, you can be able to say it, and it'll just do it. Like, make it British, whatever,
Yeah, I think it'll just, you won't be able to be stopped after years. It'll just be too rampant. Like more free enterprise. Just fucking put it out there. Whoever watches it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to like get money for the shit anymore. That's the reality of it. You don't need to go through the studio. Studio's gonna get sued. You put it out there, you may not even make money. Yeah. You're just doing it for the hell of it. Some of it, the best of it's gonna filter up to the top. It's kind of like TikTok, right? You're just there's the 10,000 dumbasses on TikTok, and like 5 of those 10,000 people make it big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe that. Yeah. Yeah, so it's like, I mean, the stuff was just going to be thrown out there, and then the stuff that works is going to filter up. And I think it's just a dumb decision to do. Unless they wanted the fucking publicity. I mean, think about that.
I mean, we're talking about it right now.
I know. Think about that. Their system is so good that Scarlett Johansson is suing them because it sounds too much like her.
Yeah.
It's worth it to them.
Yeah. I mean, they'll probably lose it. They don't even care.
Right.
Yeah.
That's major.
Maybe they thought about that. Maybe they knew it was a ballsy move because they knew she was going to notice.
Right.
They had to have been thinking at least a step ahead.
Yeah. And if it didn't sound enough like her, then she would not have a case to stand on.
Right.
So it had to look enough of her if it were showing us some leg.
I like that. Bye.
He's doing like, it's almost like a... Remember that movie where the girl crosses her legs? It was kind of like that.
Got me a little excited.
It moved a little bit. I'll be honest. It moved a little.
You don't look too close. You could get blinded.
I think what's going on here is actually Fiddler is Porky Pigging it right now and sitting in his chair with Larry Justice t-shirt on. That's what's happening.
It could have been.
I thought it looked like a walnut that had gone bad, but I really thought that it was probably his balls.
I think we were talking about AI,
but all right. No walnuts on camera on this end.
That's a shame. Walnuts are delicious.
It is good. It is a nice snack if you're peckish. Yes.
It always comes back to nuts.
It's better be a full-on euphemism from the both of you.
We tried to talk about AI.
Have you ever pulled a nail from a walnut, Malls? Have you?
I have not yet.
With your teeth.
I think we should go out tonight.
I think that is a good idea.
Yeah.
It's an excellent
Monday
idea.
Night Madness.
So yeah, back to her, which was our topic of conversation before Fiddler went 9.5 weeks on us over the fucking movie was Basic Instinct. Basic Instinct. Yeah, I guess it worked.
I love that movie, by the way. It was a great movie.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I mean, it's been at least it's more than a decade, right? Like 15 years or something.
Oh, yeah, I think it was in the 90s, right? It was the 90s.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the 90s. It was not the 90s.
No.
100% not the 90s.
It wasn't after 9/11.
What was the name of the movie?
Yes, it was. It must have been.
No. Well, ask Alexa.
There's ways we can figure this out.
Ask Alexa.
I know it was in the 90s because I was not under, I don't know, 14 years old.
Ask Alexa. I don't think it was definitely before 9/11.
When did the movie Her come out?
No, not Her. I was talking about Basic Instinct. Oh, Her came out like just a few years ago. Yeah, it was like 5 years ago at the most. I was talking about Basic Instinct.
How the fuck are we talking about Basic Instinct? This is in your head.
Yeah. Funnily though, I thought I had heard Basic Instinct, and I was I was kind of curious what movie we were.
Would you say that was your Basic Instinct?
Yeah, well, it was a instinct. If you're saying my instincts are basic, then so be it.
Do you have any instincts that aren't basic, Fiddler? I don't think you do.
Yeah, Basic Instinct probably did come out in the 90s.
Yeah, that's why I was like, no way is that. Yeah, Her is only a couple years old. That was like maybe 5 years.
A couple years. It actually came out in 2013.
Yeah, all right, yeah, 12 years, whatever.
It's crazy, also.
Yeah. It does seem like a long time ago, but no, I guess, because it seemed like it was way ahead of its time. Today, that would be nothing. We can make that movie in 10 minutes. Right? That'd be no big deal.
Yeah.
But it seems so ahead of its time, you know?
Yeah, I heard that like in
1992.
Basic Instinct, yeah.
92.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I heard like in like 200, like in 250 million years.
Yeah.
Our brains are gonna be smaller.
250 million?
Because we rely on.
You think we're gonna be around that long?
250,000 years.
Okay, that's a little better.
Yeah,
Even that.
not gonna be around either.
Yeah.
That would be. I would be really fucking amazed if we're around 250,000 years.
Because of technology. Yeah. Because of technology.
Because of technology. Yeah.
But then you know what's going on. You know the reason for that. Thank you, Krobes. Yeah. It's because our brains are getting too big, and female of our species are dying in childbirth because we have giant fucking heads.
Yeah.
So yeah, shrink it down. Might save the fucking species.
Evolution it'll take time. Evolution will take care of it.
AI will solve childbirth. Don't worry.
Yeah, I would. Bring that on. I'd give up control to the AI right today.
Yeah. AI is part of the evolution.
Yeah,
of the
exactly.
human race.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Nothing's unnatural, it's nothing. It's just like an elaborate fucking ant farm. That's what we've built here. It's like ant farm, a little higher, the next stage of an ant farm.
Yeah, because
because we're using stuff that's not part of the resources of the earth.
Sorry, Fiddler.
Sorry, go on. What's up?
Yeah, we'd be like robots. Yeah. We'll act like robots. Act like robots.
As a kid, I remember being like, well, what does unnatural even mean? Because we're all like of the fucking earth. We can't come up with anything but the earth. But I think the definition of natural and unnatural is just different than that. It's like...
No, I know. Yeah, of course.
I mean, obviously. Yeah. But like... Yeah. I mean, but in the conglomerate of thought of a human, I mean, it is true, right? Like, we are, anything that we're creating is what we are able to create on this planet.
Right,
so,
using the natural resources of the planet. And changing things. But, a lot of animals change things. Change their environment. Not to the great degree that we do, of course. But, there's beavers that dam up rivers. It's not unheard of. It's just because we're more, whatever, we have more intelligence or whatever. It's just giant, just giant things, like 10,000 times our size. You know what I mean?
How many beings do you think have fucked up their planets in history?
Yeah, a couple of them probably.
I mean, that's you can't answer that question. You could say a couple. You could say none. You could say an infinite amount.
But I guess for sure trees have, right? Because a lot less trees than there used to be. Like even before humans got involved, because they used to cover the entire planet, and then it's just that's where we get a lot of oil and shit from. It's like these trees that didn't get the no animals could break them down, right? I mean that's what it took.
Which tree?
Other planets that were their planets.
The redwood?
Yeah. That's true. What are you talking about?
I'm a little high right now.
Thinking about trees, like not fucking up other trees.
Whatever they did, there's a lot less trees than there used to be. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Maybe they gave too much oxygen and humanity fucking came out of the woods and dropped down.
Could be.
You mean more trees? There's more trees than there used to be. Like it's
less trees.
Dinosaurs.
Less trees.
Less trees.
Yeah, like dinosaurs. No, way before that even.
Right. Well, it probably does have something to do with like oxygen.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they provide more oxygen. They evolved to put more oxygen on, and also provide cover from the sun for a lot of areas.
How do you have trees without animals? Because it's a carbon dioxide oxygen exchange, right?
It became that eventually, but at first it was nothing but plants.
Well, right.
So it's like. Yeah, I mean, they made it so that fucking animals came. A couple million years later, they're all getting cut down and made fucking, thrown into a pile to keep a monkey warm. Because they're too far north.
We're still keeping those monkeys warm.
Yeah, that's important.
You gotta warm this monkey's tush.
Ruin the entirety of the forest. The Amazon rainforest is disappearing because the monkeys need to be warm.
I mean, that's literally exactly or cool.
All right, yeah, whatever. They need to adapt to their environment. They can't. They're not adapting to their environment. They refuse to change.
Adapt, so yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how this has to do with AI.
Well, I think AI is an attempt to fucking save the world. It's an attempt to save the world by every other species but us.
Well, but they're saying our brains will be, if we survive, smaller. I mean, I completely believe that.
Of course, yeah. I mean, do they need to be this big?
No way.
Look at where we're going with look at these social networks. Like we literally have like ESP now. Like you could say I feel this without saying anything, and I will know that you feel that way, without having to say a word.
Yeah.
Do you think it'll impact other animals' brains? Like I know there's certain whales have bigger brains than us, right? So is it? Do you think that our impact on the planet will also alter their brains?
Well, no, because I think, and Fido, I'd like to hear your response. Since you're the one that, I think you're the one that brought this up, right? So let's hear yours first. I have a thought, but I want to hear yours.
Yeah. Do you think that, can you repeat the question?
Were you not paying attention?
Sometimes you have a little short-term memory loss.
Right. Must be all the drugs.
He said, "Hey, no, you go first." And says,
yeah, that's all you had to say. Have you forgotten your HR training? That's like things you in HR 102. You learn how to just stall in the meeting and make it seem like you know exactly what's going on.
How about Case Study? You go first, and then Fiddler, you can see if you know what the question was.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Fair enough.
That's a good idea. No, the way I see it is the reason why our brains are getting smaller is not because of the effects of things that we did on the environment. I believe it's getting smaller because we are offloading a lot of our brain activity to, computers in another room. In somewhere on the cloud. It could be literally it's basically crowdsourced, right? It's going to be. We're spreading it out, so no matter what happens, if there's a fucking natural disaster or whatever, we're going to have a copy of the backup of the cloud and half the way across the world, so it won't be affected. And so I don't think whales, unless we do something really stupid like make contact with the whales and give them this technology, somehow.
Have you heard about the sperm whales? And we're recording all of their clicks, all of their data of their language.
Yeah, that is
and
really
right
cool.
Now we have a pretty good big database. But we're going to start really, really, really going crazy on collecting tons and tons of data, and then we're going to use AI to try to interpret the whale sounds. And
and communicate.
And then we'll see if it comes up to anything. We're going to try to communicate back to them because if we really understand their sounds, we can start doing the clicks like them. So hold your breath. On that.
At first, I was thinking to myself, long before AI got involved, I was thinking, and I maintained this without AI, even if we could learn how to speak the same language as another animal, I don't think we'd be able to really communicate. But I think with AI is going to be basically like the translator in effect, to take it from one medium and be able to say what it perceives as being said in a whole different. It's something that we'd never be able to understand that because we're stuck within our own. Imagine how do you talk to an ant? It's like
how far away does the AI that we created how far away is able to get from us? You know what I mean? It is still created by us. So how much of a life can it take?
Yeah. I guess it just depends on how robust. It does only have really one example of language, which is us, because there's nothing else has been preserved on the internet. But maybe that's what's happening. Yeah, if they could do that with crows.
Yeah.
And whales.
So, Fiddler, would you like to give your take on the subject?
Yeah.
Excellent points raised.
First of all, what do you think the question was? What do you think the question was, first of all? Let's start there. Let's start there. Just say something. Just spitball it. You never know. You might get it right.
What do you think the question was?
HR management skills come through. I feel like I'm in an HR meeting. I know, but why don't you tell the other listeners exactly what the question was?
I asked him about how other animals' brains might be affected by our shrinking brain, if they would be.
Yeah, would the animal's brain shrink as well? It's the same as ours.
I think the animals. Probably brains won't shrink. They will figure out that they're not communicating with one of their own.
Do you think that we could solve all the world's problems and quit fucking up the earth, and then maybe the trajectory of, say, a sperm whale's brain was to get bigger or smaller in the long run? And so if we quit fucking with the planet using AI, it's a positive spin on AI, then they'll improve.
I think it will just happen if it wants to happen.
if it wants
I like
to
that.
happen.
I
So
like
it's
that.
its
Very
own
good.
it's its own agent.
It's its own evolution.
Okay.
Yeah, its own evolutionary agent.
All right. Okay.
You know.
Well, we don't really know how evolution works. I mean, the mechanisms behind it. We don't really know why it works. Let's put it that way. So, like,
I mean, we kind of do. What do you mean?
I mean, we don't really understand. Like, first of all, it's pretty new, right? It's like 100 years old. But also, like, we don't really, like, we don't, we think that it's, the weird. It's weird that things keep repeating sometimes. And stuff like that's going on.
Well, sure, there's anomalies that.
We don't really fully. It tells me we don't have all the data to figure.
But generally, we get that, like,
we get the process.
Die off.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's some weird shit where now it does seem like I read an article a couple months ago, I think, where it's like it does seem like the environment has more of an impact on it than they thought, or something like that, even independent of behavior.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just it's not fully. We don't have it fully. We may never figure it out fully. Because we're part of it. Yeah, so I don't know.
And it's just so fucking random. It probably just changes so much depending on everything.
I mean, I think that's what I'm getting at, is that they figured out that it might be a little less random than they originally thought. It's still mostly random, but there's some stuff that seems to be like, I don't know, weirdly like reoccurring and stuff. So it's not totally random. It seems like somehow for some reason, like crabs keep developing or some shit.
If our brains are getting smaller, are our heads gonna get smaller?
They'd have to.
I'm taking this to you.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe the human body is saying it's more efficient to have a smaller brain, smaller head, and move around a little easier. You get hurt less.
You gotta pump through.
Yeah.
Maybe?
You get less hurt.
Maybe you get hurt less in your.
You would need less nutrition, right?
Sorry.
Funny
molecule.
molecule.
You put it right over the plate.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We have smaller brains, we'll get hurt less.
But the arms will be of same strength and can break just as easy.
I want our audience to know that was a threat.
It was just reminiscing of a story.
Which we will tell one day on the pod. We'll tell that story one day on the pod. In 2 weeks, on the 17th, we will have a special guest of our own, and it's not 911
All our listeners to be aware, we have a special guest coming in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and he's been on the pod before, but I don't know if you were there with him.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Your hint is
There was someone that was on.
There's a couple people.
There were two
on the pod.
people. Yeah. Yeah. So I remember some of the people. Yes.
Yeah. It was definitely interesting. Both. Yes. Yeah.
It'll be a good surprise either way.
True. Yeah.
Well, I think this has been a good pod.
Yeah, this is a good pod. We didn't have a game or anything, but this sometimes we need that once in a while. We did read the script though. That was good. We read the script.
Yeah, that was.
Hopefully it went okay. I don't know how it sounded. We'll listen back. Even
though our special guest isn't coming on next week, but I want everyone to still tune in because it's going to be an engaging, amazing pod.
Yeah, of course. We might play abortion to board game. We might finally play abortion to board game.
We always dangle that over.
Version 2.0 of abortion to board game. I'm sure you guys remember how to play. So we don't have to go over that.
Yeah, I remember Abortion Mountain. That was my favorite.
Abortion Mountain. That is an amusement park where you get on. If you're pregnant and you go on it, you will likely lose your baby. So it's very clear about that. It's not an accident.
Thanks for giving it away.
That is like the go with the square home or whatever.
I think it's time to say goodnight.
That'll teach me. That'll teach me.
You'll get your nuts.
Something about Dick.